remember Tampa, the way she used to be, the places we would run to, the faces we would see. Yes, I remember Tampa, those precious memories. A city rising on the move, a simple yet progressive groove. I remember Tampa, and she remembers me. Yeah. She remembers me.
Welcome to the Tampa Native Show. Stay tuned now for the fastest 60 minutes in cable broadcast history. Live from the studios at TBCN, the home of the Tampa Native Show. Join your hosts, Mario Nunez, the 15-Minute Girl, and Steve Canella, as they celebrate growing up in Tampa. From Shock Armstrong to Shakey's Pizza, from Braddock Street to Buffalo Avenue. Get ready to call in and tell us your stories, because sharing your memories has never been this much fun. And now, Mario Nunez, the 15-Minute Girl, and Steve Canella.
She remembers me.
So, without further ado, and we'll ask Andy if it's going to snow this week, and I know you guys want to know. But Andy, start the story, man. Start the story at the beginning.
Right. Sure. Well, I just want to thank you, all of you, for having this television show and bringing about something that is very important and keeping that history alive and going and entertaining to people nowadays. You know, I was in the weather business for many years, and really weather was one of the reasons why I'm here, if you think about it, because there was a terrible hurricane. It was a benchmark hurricane back in 1848. It hit Tampa. And it was, in our current terminology, we would call it a Category 4 hurricane. Wow. And then a month later, that was in September 1848, a month later, 1849, we had a Category 3 direct hit. 1 year, a Category 4 followed by a Category 3 hurricane in a short succession. So the little Tampa town was devastated. Yeah. Most of everyone lived near the river. Davis Islands had not been dredged yet. Harbor Island, we call it Seton Island, didn't exist. Yeah. And so all of that area was flooded near there. Now, some people lived in Tampa Heights. They were away, but remember, Hyde, Park was not even here, anything west of the river. So what happened was there was a need here. They needed bricklayers, people that would deal with wood, build structures, carpet, all kinds of different things. So my ancestor, Robert Flournoy Nunez.
Excuse me, could you repeat that again?
Nunez. We don't think we're related, but you never know.
Caller, you're on the air. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Bill Joseph, and I'm calling from Western Colorado.
Oh, Bill Joseph from Western Colorado.
Welcome.
My goodness, this is a first-time caller?
That's correct.
Wow. How did you find us, Mr. Joseph?
Cool.
Found you on the internet. Please call me Bill, not Mr. Joseph.
All right, Bill. We'll show you respect and courtesy. Bill, that's great that you found us on the internet. Are you from the Tampa area? Do you have Tampa connection?
I was raised in Tampa starting in 1952, and I was a part of the first graduating class at Chamberlain High School that went through the 3 years.
Oh, that's pretty cool. We share a little common history because I was the first graduating class from the New Jefferson that went through the first 3 years as well. So that's kind of cool. Would that have been around 62 that you graduated? I'm just guessing.
Graduated in 59, and you would also know that the principal at Chamberlain at that time was your own A.T.O. Philip Leto.
Oh, Mr. Leto, for whom the high school was named shortly thereafter.
Wow.
That's right. He passed away before he became the principal of the high school that eventually became his namesake.
Wow, that's very cool.
That's great information.
Bill, so thank you so much for finding us, for taking the time to call us. What inspired you to get up off the couch and give us a call tonight?
Well, I'm not on the couch yet. It's only a quarter to 6.
That's true. What made you give us a ring tonight? Because you saw Andy. Did you have a question for Andy, or did you just want to give us a call tonight and say you're watching us from?
I just wanted to let you know that your callers are all over the place, and I was going to ask Andy a question, if I might.
Please.
Sure.
Andy, how does the local weather business compare when when you're competing with these national channels like the Weather Channel on cable, for example?
That's a good question.
That's a very good question, and the way we can compete is local, local, local. So we tell the national weather story because there's so many people that live here or that are visiting here from other places, but we try to focus on local things. So we can mention these small cities like Seffner and you know, Land O'Lakes and things like that, which they can't. There's no way to do that on a national level. So that's the way we can do that and provide focused information, guidance, what to do locally, especially like in severe weather, like localized tornadoes, something like that. So that's how we compete with that.
Great.
Well, a lot of us grew up watching that Channel 13 family, as you well know.
Yes,
It was a great one too, wasn't
And
it?
how special were we that we were able to have that all to ourselves for all those years, huh?
You're right, and I hope you continue success with your show.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Bill.
Thank
That's
you, Bill.
wonderful. We
Please
appreciate
call
it.
us back again, Bill.
Yeah, let us know how the winter's working out for you there in Colorado, and let us know when you can be our own Punxsutawney Phil. We'll call you Colorado Bill. How's that?
That'll be fine.
Thanks, Bill.
Thank
we
you,
appreciate
Bill.
you. Hey, can we get your lucky Bolita number between 1 and 75?
I'm going to say 33.
33. Let's see.
Thank you so much, Bill. Take good care.
Yep.
You too. See you, folks.
Bye-bye. I wanted to find out the last time you were with us. I didn't drill down deep enough into your story, your history, and I wanted to find out, you know, where your parents came from. I know you were born here. Tell us a little bit about your parents, your history getting here to Tampa, and your childhood.
Well, you know, they came, you know, my mother lost her parents. She was born in Cuba. Her parents were from Asturias, Spain, her parents. And her grandmother was Irish, Cuban Irish,
Wow.
if you can imagine. Her name was Anna Fowler. And my mother, you know, for years kept saying, you know, Anna Fowler, Anna Fowler, Anna Fowler. I thought it was one name. And I realized later that it was Anna Fowler, which was my great-great-grandmother's name. My father came from Spain, and they met in Tampa. And they came here to work in the cigar factory. My mother came with her brothers, or my uncles, and they were like almost my father. So, and I was born in Tampa, and the first book that I wrote, which was Cuban Breadcrumbs.
Wonderful book.
It's a story about that first generation of kids that were born here of immigrant parents, and the struggle that we had, because we talk about, you know, Latin. Well, Latin, you know, there were Sicilians, there were Spaniards, and there were Cubans. Cubans were the majority. And we didn't get along with each other. You know, there was a war for a revolutionary war in Cuba at the time against Spain. So the Cuba, and of course the managers of the cigar factories were usually Spaniards, and the workers were Cubans. So labor management plus a revolution in Cuba. So they didn't really, and the Sicilians, they didn't like anybody. So
Kind of kept to themselves?
yeah, pretty much. If you thought about dating a Sicilian girl, she was disowned by her family. And I'm talking about a long time ago.
Sure.
But what happened? The story is that we all went to public school,
Yes.
forced.
Yes.
And it brought us, the kids don't have any hatred or anything.
Correct.
They don't have any whole idea. The kids began to
Intermingle.
and before you know it, you know, we began to fall in love with each other. We began to get married. And then, of course, when we went to the high school, then we started rubbing elbows with what we call crackers, which were people that weren't us.
Right.
And then, of course, at Jefferson High School, we all became dragons.
Right.
Nobody was a Spaniard. Nobody was
We
a
were
Cuban.
dragons.
We were dragons.
Nice.
And
We
you
all the
had
differences.
Bobby Currys
Great.
and Bobby Paynes, and, you know, all of a sudden the Anglo community, which was not Anglo. A lot of them were Germans, and there was a lot of Jewish people.
Yeah.
Sure.
So all of a sudden, by the time public school spit us out, we were Americans.
Yeah.
That's great.
What
story.
a great.
Story. Yeah.
That's a bell ringer.
That's how it works.
And if that's not your history teacher giving it to you right there in first person I format, because you know he lived it.
Yeah.
That's the essence, I think, capture the essence of our show.
You know,
And
the
Jack,
history of the
that's
United
great.
States, I always joke about it, is a history of people coming here from someplace else.
Right.
Getting angry because people come here from
someplace
someplace else. And it depends on which is the last generation. Of course, you know, I always do a joke about when Columbus got off the ship here, you know, he thought he was in the Indies, and he called the people here Indians.
Yes.
He only missed it by the Pacific Ocean, okay, the Western Hemisphere. And so, you know, that's why that statue's like this. You know, he's saying,
still looking.
where the hell am I? He was lost.
I'm going to ask you this as well. You're from Ybor City, growing up in Ybor City. What would be one of your, if you could think, one of your favorite memories of growing up in that era and in your neighborhood?
You know, growing up in Ybor City reminds me of today's Cuba. When I travel to Cuba to make the arrangements for the team and see some of the relatives, I feel like I'm 9, 10 years old again, because you get that era feeling of people walking in the streets, people helping each other do something in need of something that has to be given out from one neighbor to another. It's not coincidental. It's by design. They all want to help each other out. And Ybor City was just that way. It was a great place to be, had the opportunity to be raised in. It gave me the foundation that I needed for the future to think like I do. Maybe I think a little differently, because when I sit on that council seat, I always remember where I come from. That's number one. And number two, I remember everyone who's no longer here who helped me get where I'm at. And those are very important to me. And those are the people who were very sincere, very hardworking. They all carried their lunch to the cigar factories. They all did. Some were educators. Some became doctors, very famous doctors. Some became lawyers, very famous lawyers. And we had engineers. We had all the gamut came at that time that I can remember from Ybor City. Most of us live in substandard housing. I lived in the housing projects, and I was happy to be there. It was warm in the winter and cool in the summer, and I had solar hot water, so I thought I lived in a condominium. But you know, I didn't know any better. I thought everybody lived the same way I did, until I realized there was another side to the other side of the fence.
Wow, great
story.
Yeah, great memory. In fact, it's a little different now, though, isn't it?
It is, and it's times don't change, people do.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't look at times as an excuse. I look at the parenting or lack of parenting that we had. Lots of parenting.
And your neighbors helped
and the
out with that.
neighbors,
Yeah.
and the
The
aunts
village.
and the uncles and everybody. And they taught us the right way. They did what they had to do to raise us, and they were strict, but you know what? They succeeded in all of us.
Yeah.
Last week we had Jack Espinosa with us, and he raised, and by the way, Steve, spoiler alert, I think you just found your highlight.
That's a highlight for the
But
show.
we
Yeah,
got a
that
caller
was
on the line, and we'll go to the caller now, because we've got some wonderful facts to share with you guys, and upcoming events too that we want to make sure
Oh,
you
we do,
guys
we do.
are aware of. Steve?
Yes.
Caller, you're on the air. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Caller, are you there?
My name is Brian. I'm calling from Carrollwood.
Hey, Brian
Well,
from
great.
Carroll.
Brian
Brian.
from Carrollwood. Brian, go ahead and turn down your TV. Talk to us directly on the phone so that little 7-second delay doesn't get you. Brian, is this your first time calling?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, there you
Well-
go, Brian. That one's for you. Brian, tell us, did you grow up here in Tampa?
Yeah, I did. Basically, my whole life, my whole family's from here.
Can we get your last name for reference?
Yeah, it's Junta, G-I-U.
Well, that's not a name that we're familiar with, Brian, the Junta name. They haven't been in Tampa very long, have
Oh, they've been in Tampa since the early 1900s.
they? You can't tell the sarcasm
He's
in my
kidding
voice.
with you, Brian.
It's dripping off of my face, but if you're not looking at the TV right now, I understand.
Yeah.
No, that's a name that is not only known here in Tampa, it's very well known
Cash
in
and carry
Tampa. It's a
name.
very well respected name, and it's a name that has something to do with cash and carry.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That was my grandfather's brother.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Much props to the Junta family. I was being kind of facetious. I'm sorry that
He does
it was
that a
lost
lot.
on you. I was kind of having fun.
I wasn't looking at the TV. No, I'm just calling in because I remember that my parents told me it snowed in Tampa when I was a little baby, and that was back
Yeah.
around 1977.
Yeah.
And it's just good to see that there's a program on that preserves the history of Tampa like that.
Oh,
Thank you
Brian.
for that.
Thank
We
you.
really, really appreciate that. We take our job seriously
Yes,
here
we
on the
do.
Tampa Native Show. We're very respectful and prideful of the fact that we're from Tampa, and we know that stories like your family's story need to be told and need to be recorded so that, you know, after we're not here anymore, they can still
go
go back
on.
and
Yeah.
they can read it, certainly. They can see the Burgert Brother pictures. This is a little different format, a different way to receive that information. So thanks for those kind words. We really appreciate it.
We do.
Oh, yes, sir. Well, thank you for your program. I appreciate it.
Thank you,
Thank
Brian.
you
Can
for
we get your
calling.
Bolita number?
Uh,
1 to 75,
75.
your lucky number.
let's go with 77.
7?
Oh, that's a little bit off the chart. 1 to 75. Keep it in that range.
All right, I go with 46.
46.
You got it. 46 is up. That's Brian Junta.
Yes, it is.
Brian, thank you again for
Thank
those
you.
kind words. And hey, we're here every Thursday, man. So if something that we're talking about interests you and you want to call in, we're here for you.
Oh, yes, sir. I will. I'll call back again.
Thanks
Thank
for
you,
watching.
buddy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All
Happy
right,
New
you
Year.
all have a
Bye-bye.
good
Care.
Thank you. That's nice.
That's
man.
great. Nice.
Oh, we should have asked him how long he's been watching the show. I didn't think of it.
A little while, man.
Well,
Yeah.
I bet she's been
He'll
watching
call
for a
again.
little bit.
Yeah.
Brian, thanks again. And if you want to send that email in, Steve's curious
Yeah.
to know
Yeah, let us know.
maybe
How
how you
long?
found us and how long you've been watching.
Ready to go.
Yeah.
Stevie.
Well, Color, you're on the air. Tell us your name.
I'm
Sorry, I was
Steve.
reading an email.
I'm sorry, Steve.
What's up?
Hey.
Hey, caller.
Yeah, it's me again, Rick.
Oh, okay,
Hey,
Rick.
hey.
How are you? Thanks for
Rick
calling back.
Hernandez.
Long time no hear.
Second time caller.
In response to the guy from Chamberlain, I have to say I admire them because they had a bad. How can I say this in the right way? I don't know if I can say ass, but they had a badass band too. Chief.
I think you just.
Oh,
said
yeah,
it.
I think it's okay to say that on,
yeah.
on public access
Yeah.
television. I wouldn't go much further.
Yeah.
But we'll put that in the highlights. You know, we don't have anybody in the highlights saying that Chamberlain Chiefs had a badass band.
Yeah, and Hillsborough High School wasn't bad too. I was in that, so.
But you know what?
Back then, all the bands were pretty good, though.
But they were, and there was
Yeah.
because there were so few schools. If you
Yes.
think about it, Rick, there were just a handful of schools. So you know, if you made the cut, it's almost like when there were only 6 or 7 little leagues
Yeah.
in town, and you know, if you made the All Stars, you know, you had to be a pretty good little ball player to be able to make the All Stars back then. Same thing with the bands, man.
Yes.
If you made the band,
Yeah.
it's a big deal. And Chamberlain had a reputation. You know, Rodney Justo went to Chamberlain. Rodney Justo graduated class of '62.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, Chamberlain had a reputation for putting out good musicians.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you want to be prideful and be the best you could be? But now I'm going to hear from the Plant people and the
That's
Robinson
right.
people
That's why I said they
and
all
the
had
Hillsborough
good
Jefferson people. So hey, if you're out there, give me a call. I don't mind.
We love all of you bands.
Yeah, we
did
do.
Back then,
High
too.
school had the best of the best.
Which one?
Like at Middleton.
Oh
yes,
man, come on now! They
yeah.
had a mini Florida A&M, mini
Yeah.
FAMU Rattlers thing going on, man. Remember they would march real fast. They
were
copied.
cool.
Yep. My favorite. We're talking. Go ahead.
They were great.
Yes.
Yep.
Great.
Yep.
You got to take that away from them.
Yep. Thank you, Rick. Thanks for calling us back and reminding
That's
us
right.
of,
Thank you.
of how wonderful. And maybe we'll do a show dedicated
That'd
to
be
high school
fun.
bands.
Yeah, that'd
You
be
just
fun.
gave us a great
Yeah.
idea,
That's,
Rick.
that's cool.
Rick, I'm going to ring a bell again for you, baby. That was a great idea. Write that down, 15-minute girl.
Okay.
High school bands.
High school bands.
Thanks, Rick. Take care.
That's a good one.
Yes.
We've got somebody on line 5 over here that might know a thing or two about possums and coons and possum stew. And I'm going to
Recipes.
take this call because I think you might want to talk to this gentleman here. Caller, you're on the air. Tell us your name. Tell us where you're calling from, and tell us what you know about possum stew.
Hello, Helen. It's Andy Hughes.
Hey, Andy.
Oh, there you go. Surprise caller from the great beyond.
I'm calling from Seminole Heights. I was watching online.
Andy.
Yeah.
Listen, we're learning tonight about the Chattin' Boys.
Oh, boy.
And how they ran things down in southeastern Hillsborough County. Now, I know you fancy yourself a gentleman that knows a thing or two about cuisine, and you enjoy talking all things cuisine, but I need somebody to explain to me who in the world is going to stick a possum in a pot and eat it, okay? Just give me something. Give me something to work
Lots
with.
of people did.
Hey, anything for if you're hungry, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Possum, squirrel. Hey, it's
Gopher?
Everything is fair game.
Yeah.
Right?
Did you have
that's
any?
true.
Now,
That's
really, Andy, you've been up there with me to Eggers, and
Yep.
we have put a big fire. Everybody should do this now.
Well, the thing that,
You put a
Helen
fire
comes
out there?
from a long line of good storytellers, but the thing is, the thing you're missing, a vital ingredient, is moonshine.
Oh, that explains
She
it all.
hadn't quite got
Where's
to
the bell?
that yet.
Got to that
Yeah,
yet.
But you
you
had to
have
figure.
a jar of moonshine there,
Yeah.
and
Just keep
that
listening.
loosens everybody up.
Yes.
You had to figure that XXX jug was in there somewhere, man.
How about peach brandy? Will that do?
Peach brandy,
peach
that's
brandy.
another one. You
Yeah,
could
that sounds
ferment
good.
those peaches and get that
Oh,
brandy, a
that's
liquor
the next
content up.
story.
Yeah, her brother Edgar is they're all kind of legends, and he certainly is. I've really been blessed to be able to spend time with him and his wife.
Sure.
And for Helen to introduce me. So
What a great...
Yeah, no, it's all true. There were some wild boys, you know.
For a long time, because this is a legacy family that's been in Tampa for quite some time.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Well, and these are all guys who grew up to, you know, to be kind of masters of their own trade. I mean, I think Edgar and Johnny are two good examples. I mean, you know, the Attorney General of the Cherokee Nation.
Pretty good.
You know, Edgar really becoming a master knife maker, just an artisan, an artist. And just hard-working folks.
A lot of self-made men, it sounds like, as well.
Yeah, but they kind of grew up feral, you know?
Yep. And on your own from an early age, so relying on what you got here with your hands and what you can do with your eyes and relying, I guess, a lot on your guile.
Learning a lot about nature probably, too.
You know, but talking about food, one thing I do miss from the sea breeze is that oyster stew.
Can we do something about that, Helen?
If we could just get plenty of good
oysters.
Apalachicola oysters.
Apalachicola. We got to send the truck to Apalachicola, apparently.
Excellent.
Well, Andy, thanks for calling in.
Yes, I feel bad I haven't been out to the truck yet, but I'll see you soon, Helen.
Yeah, you got to get out there.
Hey, listen, let me just show you what you're missing, partner. Here, right here. Bring you into the one shot.
Okay.
Look at right here. Look at right here.
All right.
Nice.
All right. Okay, that's for you, man.
Yeah.
That's for you.
I hope you got some hot sauce.
We will dissolve and bring us in on the four-shot. Ladies and gentlemen, if you'll shift over, guys.
Which way?
This way.
There it is.
Yeah, shift over a little bit.
I am surprised, really.
Perfect. All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there's a reason for all of this, and I'll get to that in just a second. Yeah, pick a good background shot that's going to show us up real good. I'll let you do that, Eric.
That's pretty good.
Is that okay?
Yeah, it's got a nice blue behind it.
All right, very good.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the studio with us currently is the staff of TBCN, Tampa Bay Community Network. And I want to go ahead and introduce real quick Freddie and Lahua and Erica and Antonia, and of course, you know, hello, Dory.
Yes.
We've asked them to
Hey,
come
guys.
in the studio
Girls.
tonight with us because
That's
I want everybody out there to know this is the staff that greets us every week when we come in, open arms, smiling, happy to see us. They make it a wonderful experience for us to be in here in studio each week. And we want to let you know that if you have an idea for a television show that you'd like to get on the air just like we have here, you can do that.
Yeah.
Contact Freddie, contact Antonia here at Tampa Bay Community Network, and they'll get you set up with your classes so you can get qualified. Now, as an added bonus, the reason that they're in here tonight with us at the current moment is because on Saturday, this Saturday, just 2 days from now, the 15th, is Tampa Steve's birthday.
Yeah.
And since we won't be on the air then, we wanted to be here tonight to share a special moment with him. He didn't know any of this was coming, by the way.
I'm totally surprised. I was wondering why the door was opening.
We've got cupcakes here on the set.
I almost forgot with the
And
whole
ladies
thing.
and gentlemen, if you will, Stevie, are you embarrassed?
No.
Good. Not yet.
Turn it a little red.
I'm just glad because I finally got something to eat.
We haven't sung yet.
Ready?
On 3, 2, 1.
Ready? Go.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Steve. Happy birthday to you.
Hey, that's great. That's great. Good job. You had me fooled.
Ladies, thank you so much
I would
for
like
sharing
to
our
say
moment.
real quick that all these ladies behind me are working so hard to help us with anything we need
Well
here.
said.
We really, really appreciate all of you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So now you know that's the staff of the Tampa Bay Community Network.
And they always wear the hats, too.
Girls.
Thank you all.
Well played. Thank you.
Perfect.
Sweetie,
We got one more.
you want to do this one?
Let's do it.
Caller, you're on the air.
Sorry.
Not you, sweetie. This sweetie.
This sweetie.
Marilyn Messina.
Hi, Marilyn.
Hi, Marilyn.
We're munching on your food.
Oh, man, is it ever good.
And I'm so glad that you're enjoying it.
Yes, it's delicious.
Well, I just wanted to call to tell your viewers, first, it's a privilege and an honor for us to be able to be one of your sponsors for the show.
Thank you.
But I also want to impress upon the viewers that it is imperative, absolutely imperative, that we not lose a show like yours. For anybody who is curious about the history of Tampa, where we came from, how we come to be what we are now, your show is, it's a necessity. The way you introduce your guests who have ties to old family histories, people that immigrated over in the 1800s and the 1900s, the connections that the viewers make. As we have found so many friends through the participation in your show. It's amazing. Plus, having lived here all my life, I thought I knew everything that there was to know about Tampa. Your guests have proven me wrong.
Oh, wow.
I continue to be educated and impressed every single week. Thank you very much.
That's awesome.
That was great, Marilyn.
Thank you, Marilyn. That's
That's a highlight.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
not only a highlight, but you can't see it.
These
I
are
got
highlights,
goosebumps. I got, yeah, these are really highlights. I got goosebumps. You know, we talked about it earlier tonight. You made an amazing effort just to get out here to
Yes.
bring us
That's
these
right.
goodies, and we appreciate that so much. We appreciate you always being there with the funding as well.
Yes.
And those kind words, you know, it's so much better when we hear them from the outside.
Yes.
because
And the thing is, I'm not lying. I'm not even stretching the truth. This is the fact. We cannot lose your show.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Tampa
Marilyn.
needs it. And if there's anybody out there that is interested in being a sponsor, step forward. They need you. Tampa needs you.
Thank you,
Thank
Marilyn.
you, Marilyn.
Thank you so
Anthony
much.
And the family.
That's
Give you
awesome.
my
Bunch.
Bolita number.
Yeah,
yes.
please.
Okay,
We forgot.
37.
37.
37.
You got it.
We love show fans for being there with us each and every week. We just finished the completion of our 8th season. Where has the time gone? But we're so happy that we've got so much more ahead of us. On behalf of Tampa, Steve, and the 15-Minute Girl, let me say thank you. Thank you to all of our fans, and thank you especially to all of our sponsors, without whom we probably wouldn't be here.
We wouldn't.
So, as we take a week off and regroup and get ready to come back leaner and meaner, April 4th, be sure to be with us at 7 o'clock, April 4th on Thursday. On behalf of Tampa Steve and the 15-Minute Girl, I'm Mario Nunez. Salud.
Salud.
Happy days. We love you, Tampa.
See you in 2 weeks.
See you in 2 weeks.
Back when we were younger and everything seemed new, we used to have a lot of fun, yes we did, no matter what we do. Sleepy days, long summer nights, going anywhere we please, with love that I could call my own, love that I've always known, the city that I call my home, a home from which I never roam. This love affair was meant to be. I love her and she loves me. I remember Tampa, oh, she remembers me. She remembers me. I remember, yeah, yes I do. Oh, oh, I remember, yeah, me and you. I'm a Tampa native, Tampa native, can't you see? I will share my story with you to preserve its history.
All right now, don't forget, Thursdays, 7 p.m. on TBCN, home of the Tampa Native Show.